one that can see.
Hey, you guys need to check this out. NASA is warning us.
Three-Eye Atlas, a third ever interstellar object observed from Earth, currently
Three-Eye Atlas. Growing a tail. This is getting worse and worse. You guys check it out. It's just, they push this as it's real. You already know.
through our solar system now. Astronomers have captured that moment live, streaming in real time around the globe of them watching all of this. Take a look at this.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Yes, look at that bad boy.
This is a raw image. So this is not even like, I mean, this is just directly from the telescope right now.
You're looking at a piece of what would have become a planet in another star system. This is a building block from somebody else's home.
This is a building block from somebody else's home. I mean, hard not to get stoked.
I'm just curious what the numbers are on this. Three-Eye Atlas. Let me look it up. Okay. Hope you guys are doing all right this morning. I just came across this, and I wanted to share it. ATLAS. It's 221, 372, 22. Seen a lot of twos lately, whatever that means. But anyway, I just wanted to check that out real quick. But you guys watched a little bit of this.
About that, even though it doesn't look like much, it means a lot, and all eyes are on that developing tail. Or maybe it's not a tail, but Three-Eye Atlas is moving closer to the sun. There's still so much we don't know. And with the sun's glare taking over our window to see this interstellar.
It kind of looks like if you mix the letters like a S-A-T-A, Satan, Satanel. I know Satan was referred to as Satanel in some of the older and different books of the Bible. I know he was called Satanel in the, I think it's the Gospel of Bartholomew. That was a pretty interesting book if you guys haven't read it, but they always like to mix the letters up like that. But anyway, check it out.
Visitor from Earth is closing fast. Meanwhile, Mars is about to get a front row seat coming up on the cosmic calendar October 3rd. That is when Three-Eye Atlas swings by the big red planet and NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. That could give us our best look yet. Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb calls it a blind date with deep space. And Professor Loeb joins us.
Check out this guy right here. Something is definitely off. I was calling him Blinky. But just watch his eyes.
Now, Professor, always great to see you. Thanks so much for being with us. Just finished your latest essay. It looks like it was posted like 3 hours ago. I got to just jump in with...
Who blinks that much? Is it just me? I mean, think about how many times you blink while you're watching him blink. I'm going to rewind this 1 second.
The Pope joins us now. Professor, always great to see you. Thanks so much for being with us. Just finished your latest essay. It looks like it was posted like 3 hours ago. I got to just jump in with the possible size of this thing, like 20 to 40 kilometer diameter. That's massive. That is bigger than, I don't know, like city size, maybe like San Francisco or something. And then you are talking with your astronomer buddies about the possibility that this is a megastructure, like an artificial megastructure. Let's start with like the possible sci-fi of it all.
Did you catch that? The sci-fi of it all. Science fiction. He told the truth. The guy got busted telling the truth. There it is.
Well, thanks for having me. The biggest question is whether the reflection of sunlight is coming from a solid surface, in which case, as you pointed out, it could be as big as 40 kilometers, twice as big as Manhattan Island, or maybe a dense cloud of dust. Now, until recently, we haven't seen dust being pushed back behind the object by the solar radiation pressure. And so one had to conclude that perhaps we are seeing a giant object. But a rock that big is 1,000,000 times more massive than the previous interstellar objects that we've seen, Oumuamua and Borisov. That is quite unlikely. So either this is actually a dense cloud.
And we all know that there are lights within the firmament, and we know that there's water up there. So it makes me wonder if these people are actually seeing if this has something to do with the war in heaven, or if these are going to be maybe if the Great Tribulation does start soon, could they be the horsemen? I don't know. I was just throwing that out there, but it's definitely fake what they say. And just wait until you see some of this. It gets way worse.
Out of dust that somehow did not produce until recently a tail, or this is not a rock. And in that case, maybe it's targeting the inner solar system. We know that the trajectory is very well aligned with the planets, and it will come very close, as you pointed out, to Mars, and later in March 2026 to Jupiter. And so the fundamental question, as far as I'm concerned, is what
people that see this up there, they're thinking, they're believing what they're saying, that, oh, this stuff is billions and billions and billions of light years away. But everything is very local up there. So if you have a camera or a telescope and you're seeing these lights going around, you got to remember that they are close. They're a lot closer than what we're told. And yeah, I mean, it might be something coming upon this earth. Who knows?
is the object? How big is it? And with the camera HiRISE that is on board the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, we should be able to resolve the object with a pixel size of 30 kilometers. That will be our Mars Reconnaissance.
Oh, Blinky, stop blinking now. I just thought that was weird. Look, he's not even blinking now.
Orbiter, we should be able to resolve the object with a pixel size of 30 kilometers.
Well, he was, just not as much.
That will be our best chance in the immediate future to tell what is it.
Something strange, something
Now look at this CGI right here.
uninvited has slipped into our celestial backyard. It's neither a planet nor an asteroid. This is 3I Atlas,
Talk about a fish story.
a visitor from far beyond our solar system. Astronomers first spotted an interstellar object only a few years ago with Oumuamua in 2017. Then came 2I Borisov in 2019, discovered by Crimean amateur astronomer Gennady Borisov. And now, for the third time in human history, another mysterious traveler has arrived.
I mean, seriously, all they give us is CGI. And the people, they're buying it.
Moving closer at nearly 37 miles per second. That's about 210,000 kilometers per hour. This is 3I Atlas. The 3I Atlas was first spotted on the 1st of July 2025 by Atlas and
Again, all these people that are looking in the sky with their cameras and telescopes are seeing lights moving around. And then NASA gives you images like this right
abbreviation
here.
of the term asteroid terrestrial.
And people think that's what they are, billions of light years away. You know, there is a war going on in heaven. And it's getting ready to come down here on this earth. You know, and what was it? The pale horse. He brings death and hell upon this earth. Hell is coming upon this earth. That's what these people are getting so excited about seeing up there. It's mind-blowing.
Impact Last Alert System. ATLAS is a NASA-funded network of telescopes with eyes in Hawaii, Chile, and South Africa.
3i Atlas was discovered on July 1st by the NASA-funded Atlas survey. It was discovered using their telescope at Rio Hurtado in Chile, and it was first detected as a speckle.
If anybody doesn't know, NASA means to deceive, and it's the serpent. Unbelievable.
Light moving relative to background stars.
Astronomers estimate that the 3i Atlas could be 3 billion years older.
See the image they're giving us there? That's what it looks like. It just looks like lights. But then NASA throws in the whole CGI nonsense of what they tell you that it is, and it's just lie after lie.
Than our 4.5 billion year old solar system.
There it is. We have a 400 billion year old solar system,
making it the oldest interstellar object ever observed by humans. Although NASA projects 3i Atlas will keep a distance of more than 150 million miles from Earth, its size alone is enough to raise eyebrows.
In the case of 3i Atlas, as soon as it was discovered, I estimated its expected size based on the reflectance of sunlight. And it looked as if it's, in the case of 3i Atlas, as soon as it was discovered.
And that right there, AVILOEB. I always try to look at what it says backwards, like bowl or bell. I don't know. You guys let me know if you see anything there, but keep going.
I estimated its expected size based on the reflectance of sunlight. And it looked as if it's 20 kilometers, which is huge. It's as big as Manhattan Island and twice as big as the asteroid.
Oh man, look at this. People see lights up there, and then they show this. Wow.
That killed the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. And such a big object is huge. It's as big as Manhattan Island and twice as big as the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. And such a
66. There was an asteroid twice the size that killed the dinosaur. Man, I'm telling you what, no wonder in John 8:44, where it says the father of lies, it says when they speak lies. There's no truth in them. Wow. And people are buying it. Unbelievable.
big object is, untenable if it's a rock, because there is not enough material in interstellar space.
Look at this.
To produce such a giant rock every decade, you would expect such a rock to arrive.
So we're going to lose the Earth perspective, but we're going to get a.
Look at that smirk on Blinky's face right there. Look at that. Is that guy even real? I mean, is that CGI? And then the other guy on the other side, on the left, I mean, he looks like he's got a little sugar in the tank, if you know what I mean.
Perspective from some of the imagery and imagers that we have around Mars or on Mars. That's fascinating stuff. But I got to stop you, rewind you a little bit. Getting back to the tail, is it?
He might be a robot or a clone. The guy just said, let me rewind you a little bit here.
Tail now, some of the imagery and imagers that we have around Mars or on Mars. That's fascinating stuff. But I got to stop you, rewind you a little bit. Getting back to the tail. Is the tail now pointing in the...
To the tail. It's a fish tail. Fish story. Just like he said in the beginning, science fiction is out of his own mouth.
Direction? Because for a while there, it seemed like the tail was pointing towards the sun, right?
Right. And in fact,
is the tail now pointing in...
I just want to see, I was going to try to see what his clock was saying back there, what time it is. I don't know. I can't tell.
The right direction? Because for a while there, it seemed like the tail was pointing towards the sun, right?
Right. And in fact, I'm now working on a paper trying to understand that. This is the first time something like that is observed, where there is a glow ahead of the object towards the sun. And now,
That's what you see when you look through a camera. You just see lights underwater, and they lie about what they are.
as it approached closer to the sun, there seemed to be some teardrop shape to the plume of gas and dust around it. And that may be just the focusing of whatever is scattering sunlight around it by the solar wind or by the solar radiation pressure. We don't know exactly what is causing it. As it comes closer to the sun, we will get much better information because, interrogation tactics often uses stressful environment to get a confession. And in this case, we might get a confession from this visitor as to the nature of it and where it came
See that? Pure fiction.
from. And it's all exciting. Science can be fun as long as you open your mind to something new. And with
Science can be fun. The science doesn't lie, like Greta says.
definitely know there are new things in this context because, for example, we detected nickel without iron in some recent data around the object, and that
Nickel without iron.
the only way you get that usually is from industrial production of nickel alloys. And so there are many open questions. The plume of gas around it is mostly carbon dioxide, 95% by mass, based on the Webb telescope data, and only 5% by mass, water.
They roll out the nerdiest guy they can, and people think that they're smart. The whole stereotypical, where if you're wearing a white lab coat, it makes you a medical professional. You know how they do it.
Vapor. So, we don't fully understand what's going on there.
And Professor, I know very early on, before we had a little bit more fidelity here, I asked you, and you're like, it's probably a comet. Is it becoming?
Yeah, and it's not a coincidence. You see behind the professor, see his picture back there? You see the one eye symbolism right there? That's definitely not a coincidence. These men are serving their father, the devil, period.
Less and less likely of a comet here in your eyes? Is it becoming less and less likely of a comet here in your eyes?
This guy that professor is so freaking weird. Look at his mouth again when I rewind it.
For now,
is it becoming less and less likely of a comet here in your eyes?
For now, I rank it 4 on the scale that I define that is called the Loeb scale, where 0 is a natural object and 10 is a technological object. 4 on.
Let's see what he's got behind him there. He's behind all the books. He's smart. We all know that. And I do see a globe on the shelf on the right, obviously. There's another globe behind him. I still can't tell what that clock says. Like it says 9:40, or I don't know. You guys let me know if you can see the time on it. But anyway.
Scale that I define that is called the Loeb scale, where 0 is a natural object and 10 is a technological object. But just a couple of hours ago, I heard from 2 car racers in NASCAR that want to put my image on their car because of 3i Atlas. Apparently, the race is in October and just around the time when this object will come closest to the sun. And it's becoming a very fashionable.
Put his image on their car. You see, worship the image of the beast. He symbolizes the beast. He's a liar. And that's what they will do. They will worship the image of the beast very soon.
subject, even for sport aficionados.
Oh, wow. So that image on a very fast car going Godspeed through the universe, that is very interesting. A 4 on the Loeb scale.
Godspeed through the universe. Did you hear that?
We will be checking back with you to see if that shifts at all as time progresses here.
You guys know this is Jason A. channel. I don't trust him. He pushes the mainstream narrative just like Dabu. But the big deception's going to be pushed through channels like that anyway. So I figured I would check it out and share this with you guys. But get your full armor of God on. We're close. You guys have a blessed day. Later on.
One day, Jesus is coming. You may be at church. You may be at work. You may be asleep. God grant that you will be ready when he makes his personal appearance. My God, what if his appearance occurs on a Sunday morning? My prophetic word to you this morning is get ready.